3, 2, 1, go.
It is on. Number 1 versus number 2. 15.1 in the 2015 Reebok CrossFit Games season is underway.
Oh man, it's been a long time. We've been waiting for this, and this is basically a repeat of the games, having number 1 and 2 go head to head. But give me a break. Let's start off with this first workout right out of the gate. The first thing that popped into my head was grip intensive. Not only are you hanging on that bar for all those reps when you're overhead, but now you got the deadlifts and then you got the snatch. You have 9 minutes of pure just grit busting. You got to be Popeye for this one.
Matt Fraser was first off of his initial set of toes to bar and got to that barbell first, and now on to his 5 snatches. The leader's name will be highlighted in blue. We have 9 minutes, 15 toes to bar, 10 deadlifts, and 5 snatches at 115 pounds, and then it's on to 15.18, where things are going to get heavy. So Matt Fraser finishing first. He has a round down, as does Rich Froning, and Fraser right back up on the bar for 15 toes to bar.
And we were talking about, just about these athletes in general. They're equal in comparison to what they can do. The one advantage that Matt has here is that range of motion. He's a little shorter, a little lighter, so I think because the meat of this workout is the toes to bar, I think he's going to have the advantage on that particular section.
Well, Matt did not look very pleased when that movement was announced.
No, he's been working off a little bit of a hip injury. He said he was actually worried a week ago if he'd be able to do any toes to bar. But I don't think he was real excited about that. Of course, his eyes didn't light up when they said that 1 rep max. So we'll see what that does later.
Matt Fraser with a slight lead on Rich Froning. We have seen in the past, 14.5 comes to mind when it was the men against the women in the thrusters burpees over the bar workout. Rich Froning didn't go out first. He finished first, but he did not go out first. He is a master at pacing.
And that's exactly what Rich does. He's not worried about the first 2 rounds. He's worried about the last 2 rounds. But what he's really trying to do is he's baiting Matt into really pushing him. Matt has to be very careful here. Yes, his endurance has really built up over the last 1.5 years or so, but he's got to be careful because Rich stays very, very consistent.
Froning on the left, Fraser on the right. Froning just a couple of reps behind Fraser. Shouldn't be a problem for Chance to make up. And now the champ has broken up his first set of toes to bar.
And I'm honestly thinking that's going to be a smart move. What that's going to do is going to allow his grip to rest, and you really aren't gaining a whole lot by taking 3 to 5 seconds in between there. I think that's a smart move on his part.
Fraser was off the pull-up bar first and waited for Froning to get there, trying to recover his grip a little bit. I mean, this barbell for these guys is a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, this is their active rest portion. But what I love about these guys, both of them are very consummate watchers of their other opponents. They know exactly where everybody is. What's unique right now is I don't really see Rich watching a whole lot, but Matt is very obvious in his watching. He will stop and wait for the person to come back and take that rest. That's what Matt does on a regular basis.
Fraser has 3 rounds down, and now Rich Froning 3 rounds as well. We have less than 6 minutes to go in 15.1. Remember, immediately after this, at the 9-minute, 1-second mark, it's 15.1A, the 1 rep max clean and jerk. You have 6 minutes to establish that.
Man, these guys are basically going every minute on the minute for this round that's been set up. I just don't know if that's going to be something they're going to be able to hold on to. Rich usually is very, very good at that. I mean, the guys started off with about a 53, 54 round, second round on that first set. Starting to slow down a little bit, but who's going to be able to hold on to that the longest?
In the left-hand corner of your screen is Rich's gym in Cookeville, Tennessee. That's CrossFit Mayhem cheering their man on, the 4-time Reebok CrossFit Games champion. And he is still a couple of reps behind Matt Fraser as they now work through round 4. 10 deadlifts on that barbell at 115 pounds. Matt Fraser, when he was on the pull-up bar, broke up his toes to bar for the first time.
Now, the one change that I do see Matt doing is he's going right from the deadlift right into that snatch. He's very comfortable with the snatch, so I think he uses his rest as he walks from the snatch back to the bar. I think it's a pretty good call on his part because he's confident with that snatch. He's not really worried about it, but after all of that break, they end up at the bar at the same time.
Halfway point of 15.1. We're pretty much dead even. Both athletes on their 5th round. Fraser with about a 1 to 2 rep lead on Froning. Froning is off the pull-up bar. Fraser's off the pull-up bar. Now we see consistent breaking of those toes to bar as these athletes, as Bill said, trying to save their grip. Fraser with 2 to go, and here comes Rich Froning. And they are tied, but Fraser slightly in the lead as the men make their way back to the barbell for the 5th time.
I'll tell you what, the nice thing about this weight is it's not real heavy, so they're not really having to worry about their form. They just have to move that bar. Basically treat it as an air squat. But you can see how they are going that alternate grip. I mean, it saves their hands. They're not worried about it rolling out of their fingers. Anything to save that grip in this particular workout is going to be gigantic.
Fraser still slightly ahead of Rich Froning, and you can see Matt Fraser is looking at the clock. Froning will do that as well, trying to pace off that. Round 5 is in the books. Both men back to the pull-up bar at exactly the same time.
Man, these guys are running seriously at about a 105 split right now. They started off at a 54, 55. They really haven't degraded that much at all, and we're coming to the last half of this workout now.
Both coming off the pull-up bar at the same time. You think these guys are pacing off each other at all? I mean, come on.
No, they absolutely are. They know what's going on. They know where they are. And the thing is that Rich will rest just enough not to let Matt get too far ahead. But you can tell where he's pushing him. He's pushing him on the toes of bar. And I really think that Matt thought he would feel a lot more comfortable on this. And I think a lot of people are going to get stuck doing just that. Things going to go unbroken and then needing to really break it up more than they want to.
Rich Froning took a lead, but it disappeared the second that they both put their hands on those barbells. 6.5 down in 15.1. Rich Froning has won the Open every year since 2011. Matt Fraser finished 7th last year, and he only beat Rich in one workout. That was 14.5, and that featured a 95-pound barbell.
There's Rich doing what Rich does best, resting at the top on a lightweight movement. You see him do it on thrusters all the time. I think that's what he has mastered more than anyone. He's not rushing the movement, he's breathing, and a lot of us tend to forget to breathe when we're working out.
And now a mixed grip on the toes to bar for Matt Fraser as he is a 1-rep lead on Rich Froning. Both breaking at the same time, both through 185 pounds as we approach the 92nd left mark of this event. 15.1 here in Canton, Massachusetts. It's going to be decided probably by a couple of reps the way these two are going.
Man, they're just going seriously rep for rep, back and forth, battling. It's just amazing to me how fast Rich can come back after he lets himself drop off by almost 10 seconds, and then they get right back to the bar at the exact same time.
Froning off the pull-up bar first, Fraser right behind him, and now both men nearly synchronized on those deadlifts. CrossFit Mayhem on the bottom left of your screen, cheering on Rich Froning from Cookeville, Tennessee. Less than a minute to go in 15.1, and we are still not enough.
And here we go. Now, Rich usually, he does have that rest. Matt is usually so far ahead at this point. In every single one of these rounds, he's been about 4 reps ahead of him. Right there again, he's a couple reps, but this is where Rich always seems to make up his distance. And there goes Matt, watching like he always does. That's what I want to see. Both these athletes are staring at each other, seeing just what they need to do. Now it's who's going to hang on to the bar.
Final 30 to go, and it's still Matt Fraser just in front of the 4-time fittest man on earth, Rich Froning. And now we are tied again with 20 seconds to go.
You can just see that onslaught on the cut right now. Now it's who wants it.
Froning with a 2-rep lead. Fraser's got to make up some ground. 5 seconds to go. You got 3. Fraser's off the bar, and Froning is going to take it by 3 reps.
Woo! That was insane. That was absolutely incredible. That was absolutely incredible. And again, it's the pacing that Rich has. He just has that an absolute science. The guy knows exactly how fast and how far and how hard he needs to push himself. Doesn't matter the time domain. It just doesn't matter.
Round 1 to Rich Froning, and now 15.1A, 6 minutes to establish a 1-rep max clean and jerk. They have to load their own barbells, and they have to use the exact same barbell that they used in 15.1. Let's take a look back at what just happened. in 15.1. Barbell, no problem, but it was on the pull-up bar where Rich Froning won this thing.
Well, it wasn't just on the pull-up bar, it was the transition. He rested, and that's what a lot of CrossFitters seem to forget, is as you're moving from one position to the next position, take your time. Look at Rich, stands back, take some rest, take a breather, whereas Matt just jumped right on in there. But that goes right, that just builds on top of each other. So every time Rich fell behind on the last two events, or last two movements, he would make up all the distance and be extra rested when they went to the bar. And then when it came down to the end, it was all just about Rich just holding on to that thing and really making it happen.
Grip was a factor in that last one. It'll be a factor here, too.
Everything, this whole thing compiles with grip. So not only now, it's a little bit different because we're going with 1 rep max. And, you know, these guys are used to the 1 rep max. But I think the smart movement that you're going to see these guys do, it's going to be a play.
Rich Froning will lift first, and this is 275 pounds for Froning. His 1 rep max is listed at 370, so Froning posting a score of 275. Matt Fraser's 1 rep max, he did it back in November, 375 pounds. The last time we saw a heavy barbell with these two, it was at the 1 rep overhead squat event of the 2014 Reebok CrossFit Games. They tied at 377, but they were not on the floor at the same time.
No, and even though they weren't, they were both watching and playing off the other characters in their heat. So here we are again, where these two, the best of the best, are going to be watching each other. I tell you what, I really think that Matt has the advantage here because this is where you get to play some games. Are you going to add another extra pound on there than the other person? Are you going to kind of bait them into going into it and then actually see what they're going to do and add a couple pounds on before you get that last lift?
295 now for Matt Fraser, and he made that look easy.
Again, that's his background. I mean, you want to talk about like getting a workout handed to you. This is one that he's good. This is what he's done for years and years. So you ask an Olympic lifter to do some clean and jerks, he's smiling, which is what he did when they announced it.
Fraser's look of concern quickly turned to a look of satisfaction when he figured out there'd be a heavy barbell.
If nothing else, it was hey, I know I'll get at least one.
Rich Froning hits 300. Less than 4 to go here. Now Matt Fraser is putting his shirt back on. That'll help that bar stick to him when he catches it.
So again, that's Matt being very smart. He doesn't want that bar to slip out of position. Any kind of bad position is going to be wasted energy. He can't afford to have that right now.
This looks like 305 for Fraser. We'll have the confirmation on that. And Fraser, that lift will count.
Now here's the
so
hard.
It's 315, so Matt Fraser now in the lead by 15 pounds.
Now here's the hard part, Sean. You're not going to be able to do this in every minute on the minute. So you need to be very picky and choosy about how many ways. See, Rich is like, oh, and that was a smart move, Matt. I'll take that. Put my shirt on too, which is what we never see Rich do. We always take his shirt off.
Once it's off, it's gone.
But it's a smart move. But how many lifts are you actually going to have in this 6-minute time frame? You still have to recover. Then you want these lifts to count. You want to be able to go heavy. So how many are you going to be able to get? That's what the question is.
Good lift for Rich Froning. 325 pounds, so now Froning up by 10 pounds on Matt Fraser, and we have a minute and a half. It is criminal how easy these guys are making this look at this fatigue level. Good lift for Matt Fraser. So now we're getting into the 1 pound increments as Matt Fraser has gone to 327 to take the lead from Froning.
And you know, they've all done the Price is Right game. You know, you go up by $1 more than the next person. If nothing else, that's going to mess with the other person's mind. Now here's the game, and this is what Matt's going to be able to deal with. He's going to be able to sit there and watch just to see what they're going to do, because guess what? If they're smart, this is going to be their last lift, and you see Matt starting to adjust. You do your last lift with the last 20 or 15 seconds left, and that's it. So you got to go big.
That's 343 for Rich. And that will count. The champ back in the lead. 30 seconds to go. Can Fraser answer? He's still loading weights onto his bar. Chuck Carswell, as judge, is counting up the weight. Fraser adding more weight. He's down to about 15 seconds. 3:45. This will be for the win as Froning is frantically loading his barbell. Fraser has it up, 5 to go. Froning's not going to get an attempt, and Fraser cannot keep it. So Rich Froning will win 15.1A as Matt Fraser had one final lift to try and best the champ and just couldn't hit the jerk.
That was, you know what, you could have played it more perfect. Matt did exactly what he was supposed to do. He just wasn't able to get that last one off.
Time is up, but Froning says, what the heck, I want to put on a show, and made one more attempt. But he will walk out of Reebok CrossFit 1 in Canton, Massachusetts, the winner of 15.1 and 15.1A, 3:43 for Froning, and now the shirt is permanently gone.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's going to come off. That's what Rich is known for. Now let's go back to those lifts. Rich went big. It's exactly what he needed to do. There was a 20-pound jump. That's exactly what he needed to do. You could tell he was struggling through that, and so the whole time during Rich's lift, Matt's watching. He saw what it was. He had to be able to go up and above that, so there was actually a switch of the weights. And then Matt went for it and just, I think, got himself rushed, and that's the problem is when you get too close to that buzzer, you're out of position at all. You're just not going to be able to catch it, and that's where he went down.
That's a weight that fresh Matt Fraser usually has no problem with. Again, his one rep listed max is 375 pounds, so there's your final score for 15.1A. Rich Froning beating Matt Fraser, 343 pounds to 320.